been a wee while, a hot minute since I've made a video, so Happy New Year, it's been that long. I can't believe we're in March already. It's absurd. But today I wanted to talk about a couple of my favourite things that I've been loving through the first quarter of this year, and things that I just wanted to share with you. So without further ado, let's dive in. I think I'm going to start off with one of the most important things from the past couple of weeks, which has taken over my life and my taste buds, and that is the vegan Magnum ice creams. So when the vegan almond ice cream came out, I was super excited. Luke even tried one and he said that it tastes just the same as the normal one and it's delicious, it's divine. I just wanted you to know that Magnum are making vegan ice creams now and they are so good. So if you haven't tried one, please do. So let's talk about TV shows because I like TV. The first show is Russian Doll, which is a comedy drama series, and I believe it had an all-female writing team. Basically follows the main character Nadia at her birthday and then she dies. She gets stuck into like a time loop where she keeps reliving her birthday party and dying over and over and over again. So she has to figure out why she's dying. It wasn't what I expected. It was very funny and I laughed so much, which usually in those types of movies where they get stuck in a death time loop situation, you don't laugh that much, but it was very funny and it was a fun show to watch. Like, it was creative and it was just fun. You watched it and you thought, this is fun. The second TV show I want to talk about is Umbrella Academy. Before I heard anything about it, I thought Umbrella Academy sounds very weird, but it's actually really good and it caused me to do a bit of binge watching. First thing I'll say that I'm absolutely in love with is the music score. A good film score just makes it, and this one has a really good soundtrack to back it up. So if you don't know anything about it, it basically follows a dysfunctional family of superheroes and they have to save the world, as often goes with superhero movies, but they also are trying to figure out what happened to their dead dad. There's a brilliant mix of characters. My favourite character is Klaus, and it's just great. I really enjoyed it, Luke enjoyed it, and you might too. The next of my favourites is a beauty product. Who am I? A beauty hero? No. But I have finally invested in some Karen Murrell lipsticks. They are an all-natural lipstick designed in New Zealand, made in Australia, and they contain no parabens, no sulfates, none of that jazz, and they're just really, really good. So I brought two. I lost one, which is really disappointing because this one was my favorite color. The thing I really like about these lipsticks is that they are really hydrating and they give your lips a nice color as well. Plus they're vegan, so you know you're not going to cause any horrible things to any animals, which is cool. Keeping with the theme of beauty products, I guess, let's talk about my hair. Accidentally chopped it all off the other night, which was not expected because I didn't think it would be that short, but I like it. And my hair has gone through various shades of orange red since I have not been on YouTube. The thing that I want to talk about is my Diva Curl product. So for Christmas, my nana got me Diva Curl, Low Poo, and Diva Curl One Condition. And if you've never heard of them before, they are shampoos specifically made for people with curly hair. There's a whole different method of treating them, which I had no idea about. I have to say that the shampoos, and I've also got a styling cream that I put in it, they make a wild difference. It's insane. You wouldn't expect it, but it really does. So if you have curly hair, I would suggest investing in Diva Curl. They're also vegan, which is great. And they're just brilliant. They're just really good. Let's talk a little bit about Instagram. I have one Instagrammer I want to mention that I found last year, and I just think she's really cool. Her name is She the Spy, Joey, and she is a graphic designer from Australia, Sydney, but she just posts really pretty pictures. She sometimes does Instagram TVs, and she likes Harry Potter, so you know. She also makes story templates, which her ones are very popular, so you've probably seen her work around. I just really enjoy her feed, and she's like a little ray of sunshine, and she shows Harry Potter in a cool way. Before I found her, I didn't embrace my Harry Potter nerd kind of thing, but then I saw that she put Harry Potter on her Instagram. I was like, I can put Harry Potter on my Instagram too, and it can be cool. Like, she just changed my mind on expressing myself and made me feel like it's okay to like Harry Potter, as silly as that sounds. Let's talk a little bit about books. I want to talk about 2 books that I've really enjoyed and highly recommend. The first book is Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, and it literally blew my mind. It's a cleverly written trilogy, and it quickly became one of my forever favorite books. It's up there with Harry Potter and On the Jalco Road. It's on the top shelf now. It's so good that I ended up reading the series within 1 week. So, basically, A Darker Shade of Magic is an adventure story with magic set across 4 different Londons. So there's this guy, his name is Cal, he's an Antari. So he's like a magician, like a wizard. He's one of the rare kinds of people. There's only 2 left in the whole entire Londons that can travel between the Londons. So he acts as like an ambassador of sorts between 2 Londons, and then he also likes to smuggle artifacts through, which is like a fun hobby of his, which is actually very dangerous and highly illegal. After an exchange goes awry, Cal escapes to Grey London and runs into Delilah Bard, a cut purse with lofty aspirations. She first robs him, then saves him from a deadly enemy, and finally forces Cal to spirit her to another world for a proper adventure. Now perilous magic is afoot, and treachery lurks at every turn. To save all the worlds, they first need to stay alive. It's a really good book, and after I finished reading the series, I could not get it out of my head. Like, I was researching and wanting more, and it's just so good, so I'd highly recommend it. The next book I want to talk about is another fantasy. It's called Strange the Dreamer. It was an intriguing and beautiful read with like the most beautiful prose. Because the book has a lot to do with dreams, its writing was very dreamy and very vivid and visual. It follows a junior librarian as he leaves his quiet, comfortable life in search for the lost, mythical city of Weep. He basically chases after his dreams but falls into a world of chaos due to the aftermath between a war between the gods and humans. It's a duology, but I read the series as one because the first book has a really big cliffhanger, but it was beautiful, incredibly beautiful and well written, so dreamy. Like, there's no other way to describe the book other than that it was a dreamy book. So that is 2 books that I would highly recommend you read. So I have one more favorite to share, and I think it's perhaps the things that I am most excited about. So there's this really cool girl on YouTube called G. She goes by the name of Book Roast. I found her at some point last year, and I thoroughly enjoyed her videos, and she got me really back into reading. So that's why I think she's cool. But also, she does readathons. Last year, I found that she did this magical readathon, and I decided that I was going to partake in it next year when it came around, and the time is now. It's so exciting. So it's basically a magical readathon that takes place in April, and she has done so much incredible work on it and poured her whole entire heart into this, and it's all for free, and it's got this like amazing community behind it, and it's just so much fun. So you get a letter from McGonagall. Basically, the premise, I didn't even explain it. Basically, the premise is that we are going to sit our owls, our OWLs, ordinary wizarding levels. And I am very excited about this. And I wanted to share it with you in case you want to take part in a readathon. You get a letter from Professor McGonagall, and she basically tells you your exams are coming up. So you better be aware. And then what she's also provided is these advised revision topics. There's also this epic book with wizarding careers that you get to choose. So you flick through it, and she's made all this from scratch. I mean, by she, I mean G. And there are different jobs that you can choose, like curse breaker or herbologist. And then each career has a set of owls you have to take. So care of magical creatures, herbology and potions for herbologist. and then you go over to this advised timetable. So you have to take herbology. So you find herbology and it says a plant on the cover. So then you have to find a book that has a plant on the cover. Like I'm not explaining this very well because I'm too excited about it. So I'll leave the link to her videos down below so that you can check it out if you want to partake. She's released it now so that you can go and pick what career you want to pursue, so you know what classes you have to do and what exams you have to sit. So I decided out of all the different career options that I'd want to be, I would want to be a magizoologist, which makes a lot of sense for me. So a magizoologist is a person who dedicates their life to studying, investigating, and protecting magical creatures, which I think that's just me. I love animals, so I would definitely be a magizoologist. But I was also very torn with being a mind medic, which is like a psychologist. And you know, I'm all about wellness and looking after yourself, or at least trying to, because things get in the way and your mind is a mess. Well, my mind can be. So I am a fan of advocating wellness. For magizoologists, there are 4 owls that have to do: care of magical creatures, charms, herbology, and potions, which means I will be reading 4 books with the prompts that are listed on this piece of paper. And because I'm a little bit of a Hermione, I wanted to take a few extra papers that related to being a mind medic. So I'm not too sure which ones I'm going to take from there, but then it will kind of bump up the amount of owls books I have to read in the month. So I'm super excited. She's got this amazing community, and there's a Twitter that you can follow along, and all types of events going on throughout the month of April. And I believe there's a 24-hour readathon at one point. So that's cool. If you're at all interested, do have a look in the link down below. It is just so exciting. I'll be honest, I'm very excited about it. That's all for my current favorites. Thank you so much for watching, and perhaps you'll see my face more around here. We'll just see how I feel and take each day as it comes. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you next time.